I'm Courtney. I am a healer. I love astrology. I say I'm a healer, but I think it's important to know that we're all healers. And I think the hardest thing for me as a healer is to know that I'm not always, that the person who we were healing or the person that we're working with or the person that we love, nobody could heal somebody else, that the person has to want to be healed. My heart is hurting so much because I'm sure everyone's heard the story about Rob Reiner and his child and Michelle Reiner. And I can't get it out of my head because the beautiful boy was born into the world and a perfect boy. And somewhere along the way, he was hurt. And I will say that I think it's so important that as a healer or as anyone, a mother or anyone that loves somebody else, how important it is to know that to not take the blame of somebody always. You know, here's the thing. This finds you, wherever it finds you, it never helps to be angry at your parents. I'm serious. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do any good to blame your parents for where you're at. Maybe you had horrible parents, and for that I am so sorry. I wish you had better parents. But I'll say for some reason you got those parents, and those parents were exactly the parents you were supposed to have. You know, we see that money does not make things always easier. Our idea of privilege, right? This idea that somehow people are privileged doesn't make that, maybe there's just this shame about it then, right? Then people that are white, that are male, then there's like, well, why do I have the right to suffer? I'll say to you, what did the Buddha say? The Buddha said life is suffering. What does that mean? What does that mean when the Buddha said life is suffering? Here. We suffer when we think it should be different. We suffer when we think it should be something else than it is, when we want something other than what is. You know, in the sky right now, everything is changing. We are really being asked to surrender, to let go, to heal. But how does one heal themselves? Well, how does one heal themselves? First, they have to forgive themselves. They have to actually look in the mirror. Look at you, my friend. You're magnificent simply because you were born. You are a good soul, right? There's always good within us everywhere we look. And there's this idea that somehow we're not a good person. Maybe it's that we didn't follow the rules exactly, or we did something against the will of God. But I'll say to you, well, where do you get that belief system? Maybe it's all a lie. What's the truth? Here's the truth. Every single one of us has good in us. Every single one of us has, I'll say, the potential to have evil in us. And we have to be willing to look at both sides. We have to be able to look at the lightness of ourselves and the darkness within ourselves. But then to remember the truth that we are whole and that you are holy. So what can you do? Well, I'll say to you, forgive your parents, first of all. That is the number one. Stop blaming anyone for anything. Okay, that is actually the astrology of right now. The astrology of right now, with the way the nodes are, is forgive people. Forgive them. Forgive anyone that's hurt you, because the only one it hurts when you don't is you. So forgiveness is like number one. Second of all, get up, get showered, get dressed, move your body. Do something good for yourself today, because the only person that can heal you is you. The only person that can help you is you. So yes, I am a healer. So are you. And if someone wants to be healed, I'll say to you, they can come, and if they want to be healed, if they will believe they're healed, then they can be healed. But it comes within you. What you believe is what you receive. And so what do you believe? We're supposed to be questioning our beliefs. And I'll say to you, anything that's believing that it's not pure and holy and love, maybe it's the illusion. Maybe it is the lie. Maybe we are all God's children because we are. And simply because we're born, we're enough. And it's not the fame that makes us enough. It's not other people saying we're great. It's not other people being in love with us that makes us great. It's not me. It's not me or you being something special for somebody else. It's knowing our own specialness inside of us. You matter. You matter. You matter. How about if you knew that? How about if that boy knew that? Nick, and I'll say to you, I in my life, it is probably everyone's worst nightmare, and I'm so sorry. It is it's heartbreaking. I've really played with the idea of good and evil a lot, and what is good and what is evil. And I don't think anyone's evil. I think that we do things to harm ourselves that allow evil to come within us. So what we do with our day really matters. What we do with our time really matters. You know, it's this very energy of Piscean energy. And what is Pisces? Pisces is knowing we're one with all. We're one with God, with the divinity. And there's an idea that we could get there through drugs, but we can't. I really mean it. You cannot get there with drugs. So anyone telling you that you can get there with drugs, I'll say to you, be careful who you believe. Be careful what you believe about anything. Say, does this sound like the truth to me? Here's what I know. It hurts to be human. It hurts to be sometimes alive, but it's also magnificent. So sometimes we just have to wake up and remember that the sun always rises. Look at, there's the sun. And that there's always a new day ahead of us. And wherever you are, take a breath. It doesn't matter what happened before. It doesn't matter what is right now. All that matters is what you're going to do next, what choice you're going to make next, what you're going to do. Be good to yourself. Love yourself today. Forgive people today. Really forgive people. They're sorry. They really don't mean to hurt you. They're probably just hurt themselves. So I'm sending you guys blessings. I'm sending you love. If you like this, subscribe. If you don't subscribe. If you want to give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, that's okay too. Do whatever you want to do. Just make sure it's pure. As from the highest place, you are high in the highest way. I don't mean high as in drugs. I mean, remember your light. You are the light. Every one of us is. So I'm sending you blessings. I'm sending you goodness. And I'm sending you love. Remember your love today, wherever you are and wherever this finds you. I hope it finds you well. I love you.